Okay, so we're halfway through the school year. Parent-teacher interviews. We're doing ours tomorrow. Yeah, we're doing ours tomorrow, and the reports come in, the mid-year reports come in. So far, so good. We've navigated the first 6 months as a turd or a third former, known as Year 9. That's the one, a turd, remember that? It's been a year of change for our schools, with the new Minister, Erica Stanford, demanding a return to reading, writing and maths and all those things, a ban on cell phones. So let's do our own report card on schools. Is there a truancy crisis? Are our kids doing badly? Is the teacher shortage now better or worse? Is the curriculum fit for purpose? Why are our kids not achieving like they used to? Surely it can't be all so bleak. I've seen some great kids around. Principal of Albany Senior High School, Claire Amos, joins us now. G'day.
Morning, Duncan.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you. How are our kids doing? What's the state of education?
I think it's a mixed bag. We've got a young people that have experienced a whole lot of pressures, and we've got a whole lot of societal things that are going on. That means that a lot of our young people are coming to us having done it tough, but at the end of the day, they are great young people, and our teachers are working really hard to support them.
Because you look at the whirlwind of things around people now, there's just so many complexities. Life's it was much simpler in our day.
Oh,
you know?
Absolutely.
You rode your bike to school. You had no helmet, so there were no seatbelts in cars. It was one of those societies, wasn't it?
Yeah, and everything is amplified by social media as well. I often reflect on, gosh, I wouldn't want to be a teenager and have absolutely everything shared online.
Imagine it. We would have been in huge trouble.
Absolutely hideous.
Yeah.
We had a lot of freedoms and a lot less pressure, and we were trying to live up to a lot less than these young people are. I think they've got some really unrealistic ideas of what it means to be successful.
And we knew less, didn't we? Because we didn't have the internet. We had Encyclopedia Britannica, and anything we eavesdropped at home, whatever our parents said,
Absolutely.
If there was some mad racist in the house at the time, well, that's what you heard,
Yeah.
So with the learnings, with NCEA, I've heard that it's not a great qualification, it's too easy, and we need to upgrade it. Is that true?
No, I don't think that is true. I think NCEA is actually a really innovative qualification, and I think what we need to do is ensure that we're resourcing our schools well enough and resourcing our teachers well enough to make the most of actually what is really an innovative qualification framework. We also have an incredibly innovative curriculum that is currently under threat at the moment as well.
That's right. So with the curriculum, do you claim it's fit for purpose?
I do think it's fit for purpose, and I was actually really excited to see what was coming through in the curriculum refresh. I'm getting sick and tired of every consecutive government coming in and being swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
Education needs to be apolitical. It needs to be heavily invested in. I think of all the time and the energy and the money that is being wasted on changes when we could be spending that on teachers, because quality teachers is what we need.
Totally, they make a huge difference, the massive difference. Now, why our kids are guinea pigs, you see? I mean, I've got 4 kids that have been through the system, and last ones are through now. They're guinea pigs. There's chop and change. Yes, this is a priority, now it's not.
Yeah.
How are they meant to survive?
Yeah, it's really tough, and the teachers are absolutely stuck in the middle of all of that change, and they are doing their best. Our teachers are doing really well. No one fix is going to make a real difference. This idea of a one-size-fits-all structured literacy approach, a one-size-fits-all approach to mathematics, I'm really worried that we're potentially staring down the barrel of going to like a prescribed syllabus. We don't need that in New Zealand.
What does that mean?
That means telling teachers what to do when in a really step-by-step, sort of factory model sort of way.
Yeah, that worries me too, because where's the creativity and your ability and licence to teach?
And as we've seen recently in those PISA results, we are ahead of the game in terms of creativity. And in this world, in the sort of the world that we're living in, and the times and the complexity that we're living in, creativity is king.
But it is. But some of our headline numbers aren't great though in those international.
No, they aren't.
Why are we going backwards?
I think there's a number of reasons. I mean, I do think we need more detail in our curriculum. I haven't got a problem with having a more scaffolded, supported and well-resourced curriculum.
Yes.
But I do not think we need a lockstep, one-size-fits-all approach.
And you're concerned you're getting this from this government?
Yeah, I'm concerned that's where we are going. So we're starting to hear rumbles and rumours about things getting reviewed and re-reviewed and re-reviewed.
Like what?
Things like having a new English and maths curriculum is about to be rolled out. I'm concerned as to who might be writing that curriculum.
Who is it?
Well, we know that we have...
Not the churches, are they?
No, but we know the NZ Initiative is potentially having an effect with Michael Johnston being a key advisor.
It's a far-right think tank.
Absolutely, and Elizabeth Rata is sitting in that space. I want to make sure that what we have... I have no problem with them being involved, but we need a diverse group of people being involved to make sure whatever we get is fit for purpose for our diverse schools and young people.
Where's all the sex education stuff ended up at? Remember, Brian
That's
Tamaki was
gone
claiming
quiet.
that at some stages schools were teaching their kids how to become LGBTQR, whatever it was.
Yeah,
Come on.
maybe it's in the fourth quarter. We will have to wait and see.
I'll just check the fourth quarter memo. They're going to review a cabinet paper on Tuesday, the 19th of September. So, with our kids, are you sure that they're learning enough?
I think we can, as I say, I'm not against improving our curriculum, and I'm not against us having a more clearly scaffolded year-by-year curriculum that we can dip in and dip out of. What I'm afraid is that we're going to lose the creativity in terms of how we deliver that curriculum. It is really important that we contextualise our learning. What we do need to invest in is learning support. We have more and more diverse learners.
Teacher aides and things like that?
Absolutely. And I suspect
These guys aren't going to give you that. These guys are cutting back.
Yeah, but we care about these young people, don't we? And the way that we can actually support the outcomes improving is resource teachers better, have more learning support available, acknowledge the fact that we're having young people coming into the classroom with more diverse learning needs than we've ever seen before.
How distracted are kids in the classroom at the moment? When I say distracted, I mean what sort of challenges do they present?
Look, I don't think they're particularly distracted by their phones. To be fair, I think that was a virtue signalling
of course it was.
Exercise because we were all managing phone distractions. I think they are distracted by the internet, but that said, I'm also a big fan of us leaning into technology and using it effectively.
It's a fine balance, isn't it? Because they need to be on it because they're modern citizens in this world that's AI and all the stuff's happening and changing. But also, you don't want them up till midnight.
No.
On a chat group and not have enough sleep and come back the next day disengaged.
And gaving overnight.
And you must see this.
They do. Yeah, absolutely we do. We do see the impact of all of those things. And we see the impact that when bullying happens online, when deep fakes happen online, all of that stuff has an impact on our young people. And so we're seeing the challenges we had as teenagers absolutely multiplied and amplified, and we need to support them.
Because you see that in the brutality too. And sometimes you see a punch up in a schoolyard or whatever. And back in our day, it was 1-on-1 all over.
Yeah.
But now these guys are covering it with their phones and it's all filmed and they don't stop,
Oh, and it's archived forever.
I know. And do they realise an employer will see this one
people.
day and they'll never employ you again?
Yeah, and everyone worries about their digital footprint and la-di-la. But at the same time, I am someone who says we need to close our digital divide because as much as digital technologies can place extra stress and be a risk for our young people, we also need to make sure every young person has access to technology and knows how to use it effectively. We're seeing how artificial intelligence is changing the world of work.
I mean, people think we're in the same room right now talking.
I know. I'm a mirage. Who knew? But I'm really concerned that as long as the digital divide exists, we're also going to get a growing divide in terms of who has the relevant skills when they go out into the world of work beyond school.
And I speak to employers and they say, increasingly it's hard to find these kids with the skills.
Yeah, absolutely. And we need to...
With their attitude, they don't want to turn up and do a day's work.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something we can support. I think, a lot can be solved if you actually trust school leaders, trust schools, resource them better, pay teachers what they're worth, and get learning support in the classrooms.
Are teachers still underpaid?
Yes, they are.
Right. So what should a teacher be paid? What should a senior teacher be paid?
Well, I would like to see us at least matching what happens in Australia, so maybe 120, 130K. You want the very best people in front of your young people. If you think of how many hours a year your young person spends with a teacher, don't you want the very best?
Far too much.
But you compare that to time that you have with them as a parent. Teachers are hugely influential.
Oh yeah, they really
are.
are.
And I want to make sure we're attracting the very best, and that we're
Are
actually.
we though?
We are attracting great teachers. Don't get me wrong. There's fantastic teachers and they are working their butts off. And at the moment, they're having to fill gaps because we are understaffed.
We're waving the good ones goodbye to Australia, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many have you got?
Because
Have you lost many?
We haven't lost. We've lost a handful. We've lost young teachers, which is a real shame to Australia because they see that opportunity. Because the trouble is when you start teaching, you start on a very low income and it takes 10 years to get to the top of the scale. In the meantime, they can go across to Australia and they can have a better sort of lifestyle, better cost of living, particularly
What
if you're
can
an
we
orphan
offer?
teacher.
What's our carrot? What do we offer them as a carrot?
I think we should be paying for them to be trained in the first place. I think we should be bonding them to schools. I think we should be paying them a lot more money, and we should also be supporting them to upskill on the job. So I'd love to see our teachers supported to get their masters and higher qualifications once they're on the ground.
I've never been in the classroom.
But we're
paying them
amazing.
all this money to get the best qualification they can to go to Australia one day. You
Yeah,
see them.
and that's where I think bonding is a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're optimistic though.
I am optimistic. I think I have the best job in the world. I've been in education for 26 years now, and you would not find me anywhere else.
You wouldn't want to do podcasting?
I quite like the sound of my own voice, so it might be the next thing.
Hey, all the best. We appreciate your time on
Thank
the program.
you.
Yeah, good luck. Oh, those kids.
Garner.